To the print. I have with me today the former Prime Minister of Nepal and the chairman of the Nepal Communist Party, Mr. Pushpa Kamal Dahal Prachanda. Sir, welcome to the print. Thank you so much
Thank
for
Thank you very
talking to
much.
us.
I just remember when just after our peace process initiated, we are having a very serious interview with you. Now
Thank you, sir.
again we are here.
Thank you.
It's really interesting.
Thank you and welcome to India. My first question to you is about this understanding between you and the Prime Minister, Mr. KP Oli, that there is some sort of an agreement about sharing the Prime Ministership. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's correct. Without having some sorts of understanding, how can the party merger could happen? We are having some ideological understanding, political understanding, organization, and strategic understanding with each other. Without having such an understanding, this party merger would not been possible. Therefore, it is true. We are having an understanding.
So, am I speaking to the next Prime Minister of Nepal?
You can imagine like that,
Okay.
but it is not the issue. We are having a strong government after so many years of ups and downs. We created an atmosphere of political stability in Nepal. Now we want to focus our whole attention in economic building, economic development. Prime Minister is not the issue for us.
But
Right now, if
there could be you could have a division after 2.5 years. Is that correct?
It's not like that,
Okay.
We are having an understanding, but it is not like that 2.5 years or something.
I see.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's not correct.
Okay, but there could be a division of power.
Yeah, there could be. With understanding, according to our previous understanding, we are moving forward, but our focus is stability and development.
So how is this time that you are now the chairman of the Nepal Communist Party, how is it different this time from previously when you were Prime Minister?
I think that this time we implemented the basic and fundamental issue of our constitution. The Constitution of Federal Democratic Republic. We successfully hold 3 rounds of election, local election, provincial election, and general election, federal election. And people gave a very encouraging mandate to NCP, to our party.
Right.
And right now, after more than 70 years, we are having a strong left and progressive government. Therefore, we should have to deliver in every aspect of social life. We are focused on this issue.
But sir, I want to ask you about the Madhes. There was a lot of tension, as you know, in the Madhes, especially on there was a blockade also, and people in Nepal also said that India had inspired this blockade. What is your comment?
I think that now it is going to be the history. Now Madhesi peoples are very actively participate in the election and they supported the constitution, fundamental parts of the constitution. I myself, in my second terms, I tried my best to create a conducive atmosphere to bring them on the board, and I also tried to address their genuine demands. And the process of amendment of the constitution has already been tabled.
Right.
Therefore, right now there is not such a issue of Madhes and mountain or something like that. We are coming together. We are trying to create that atmosphere to focus our attention in the development in Madhes.
So the tension between the Madhes and the Pahad, you are saying it is coming down?
Yeah, it is coming. Not only coming down. Now we are having a common understanding to promote this economic development and construction, particularly in Madhes. Last week, Prime Minister KP Oli and I myself were there in Madhes to address a general mass meeting. It was really encouraging. Things are moving forward in a very positive direction.
So you feel that the amendments to the constitution in terms of proportional representation, in terms of citizenship rights, you think that will be taken forward?
Yeah, exactly. We are not having any differences on the issue of citizenship. And the Madhes Center Party and our party has already reached to a understanding, and we have signed an agreement to revise, if necessary, the constitution to address this citizenship issue, and other issues are also in the process. And last time, when we are having a very serious discussion with one of the major party in the Madhesh, who is leading number 2 provinces,
Yes.
a forum led by Mr. Upendra Yadav, we are having a political understanding. I myself, Prime Minister KP Oli and Mr. Upendra Yadav sign an agreement to amend for the amendment of the constitution according to the aspiration and genuine demands of the Madheshi people.
So the India has been saying that this roti beti ka rishta jo hai Bharat aur Nepal ke beech, that is becoming diluted because
I don't think so.
Pahad
It's not
is-
true. It's not true according to my understanding. वो रोटी बेटी का जो संबंध की बात है ये बहुत हिस्टोरिकल है, ये कल्चरल है, जियोग्राफिकल भी है, तो ये मेरे दृष्टि में बदला नहीं जा सकता, ये सुदृढ़ ही किया जा सकता है.
जी. तो आपको लगता है कि ये जो टेंशन है खास करके भारत और नेपाल के बीच, द ब्लॉकेड दैट वाज देयर, यू थिंक दैट इज ओवर नाउ?
Yeah, I think that now it has already become the matter of the history. Right. We should not repeat all these negative issues, time and again. There are so many positive developments are going on. Therefore, we should have to focus on the positive development.
So, Chairman sir, tell me something. You were during Jan Andolan, I remember very well, Nepal was, it was a revolution, but it was a peaceful revolution, 2006, which is after that, the 12-point understanding, you came to power. But do you regret the years when you were in the insurgency, when so many thousands of people were killed? What do you think about those years?
I think that we are having a very unique experience of the revolutionary movement and peaceful parliamentary movement time and again, at that time we were forced to resist due to some very serious political reason, particularly the government and the ruling class,
The Raja.
the Raja, particularly the monarch, they were trying to cross all the fundamental rights that has been given in the even in the constitution, and in rural area, particularly in the western part of the country, in the very remote area,
Right.
Serious state terror was there, and people were forced to resist it. If they would not have resisted it, a kind of autocracy will be consolidated. Therefore, it was historically necessity. I have not any regret that I led that 10 years long insurgency and thousands of people sacrificed in that moment. Without having that kinds of movement, it would not have been possible to transform politically this country from feudal autocracy to a federal democratic republic.
But the fact that so many thousands of people were killed, do you have any regret
in the
about
history, in the history of mankind, if you go back, always in the political change, social change, cultural change, thousands, not only thousands, millions of people have been sacrificed.
that? Except in India, we have always had a very peaceful democratic transition.
I don't think so. Even in India, there are so many movements in the history where thousands of people have been sacrificed.
So you have no
Therefore,
regrets?
without having any sacrifice, it would not be possible to have a historic change in any country.
So you don't think there could have been a democratic alternative without so many people?
If there will be a democratic alternative, then there is not necessary to have any kinds of violent
No, but
resistance.
in your case.
In our case, time and again, we raised the issue in the parliament. We were in the parliament just before we initiated the People's War.
Yes.
We were in the parliament, and in the parliament we raised the issue, political issue. Here in history, during the Rana regime, when there was a mass upsurge and people who were against the Rana regime, at that time King himself agreed to have an election of Constituent Assembly.
That's right.
It was the remaining historic task. We raised this issue time and again in the parliament. Until and unless the people have the right to decide their fate, how can this democracy can be sustained?
So this transition to democracy and to peace, you think this is complete now?
Now fundamentally it is completed. After the election of Constituent Assembly, declaration of the Federal Democratic Republic, and the system of the proportional representation in the parliament, in the province, all or there is a really very encouraging development of the participation of the women, Dalits, and Janjati, and all other oppressed people.
So the transition to peace is taking place, you feel?
Exactly.
So tell me, Prachandji, the fact that you are a Communist Party, does this mean that you are closer to the Communist Party of China?
It's not a issue like that, It is obviously because we are communist, and as a guiding principle we support Marxism, dialectical materialism, dialectical and historical materialism.
Right.
Therefore, there is some similarity with all other communist party all over the world, But in terms of the political necessity, there is no necessity that communist party will have understanding in every issue.
Yes.
Soviet Union was also a communist party, and China was also a communist party, but there was a so serious contradiction and a serious struggle erupted. Once it has also been seen that military confrontation may happen with those two communist parties. Therefore, there is not necessary that becoming a communist party, everybody are same.
But it seems to us here in India that the first time you became Prime Minister, or now Mr. KP Oli became Prime Minister, and so many leaders, that their first visit is to Beijing. You have such close, your ties are becoming warmer and warmer.
It's also not true, I myself, for the first time when I became the Prime Minister, at that time in Beijing, there was a Olympic game was going on.
Right.
And in the closing ceremony of the Olympics, they invited me, and I should have to be there. For the first time, after insurgency, after peace process, historically I became the Prime Minister, I became the leader of the single largest party, and our neighbor inviting me to
China.
take part in the closing ceremony from India. Mrs. Sonia Gandhi and other leaders were there in Beijing.
That's right, 2008.
How can I reject that? Therefore, I participated. No other Prime Minister have first visited Beijing.
That's
Mr. KP Oli also visited India first,
Yes.
then only he went China. Therefore, that is not true. That every communist leader visit China first is not true.
But the fact remains that your relationship with China is becoming warmer and warmer. At the cost of India, maybe.
No, it's also completely wrong. It's not true. The relation between India and Nepal and the relation between Nepal and China cannot be compared. We are having a very unique relation with India. Our history, our geography, our culture, our language, everything's open border, our economic ties, activities, whole lifeline is directly connected with India. And with China, there are so many differences. Therefore,
Like what?
Here in India, people have a kind of confusion or illusion. Sometimes I think that people have unnecessary confusion is there.
Okay.
Because China, in border, there is a Himalayan range. It's not so easy as India. We can have a movement between two countries.
Right. An open movement.
No open border. We need so many documents and so many things to move there.
With China.
With China. And about language, you know it very well.
That's
It is
right.
very difficult to understand with each other in
Yes.
public level, in people-to-people level. There are so many hurdles. And in historical terms, when you come to the whole development of the history, there are so many differences.
So what is this-
Anyway,
Yes.
my point is that we also want to have a good relation with China,
Of course.
no matter. And for our national interest and for our development and economic interest, we want to have a good understanding with China. But now I want to say that it cannot be compared. Now, I am very much encouraged that the relation with India is right now is very positive. It is developing in a very positive direction. Therefore, we should have to enhance it.
So do you feel that this open border should remain?
Yeah, open border. It is not so easy to close the border. This historical and people to people relation and all these things.
But it seems
But
like
we should have to regulate it. Trans-border crime and so many things are there. The smuggling, that kinds of negative things. To control it, both the government, both the country should come together to have a good regulation.
But
And
what does that mean? You have to have identity cards? You want identity cards?
Some sorts of notice and some sorts of records would be there. It has already been initiated. Our two prime ministers have already been agreed to have some sorts of regulation
When
in
did
the
they agree?
border area, particularly in those points, just like Bhairava, Sunauli, and Nepalganj, and Biratnagar.
When did they agree?
Birganj.
When did the two prime ministers
They
agree?
have agreed, and some sorts of I think that some sorts of organization and some sorts of mechanism is going to be built. Somewhere it has already been built.
But when did the prime minister?
Our Bharatji knows.
But when did the prime minister agree to do this?
They have already agreed 2-3 years back.
I see that that the border
Yeah.
will be
Yeah,
regulated.
border will be regulated to some extent. It will not be closed. Only regulation is quite necessary. It has already been agreed upon.
Right. And you are saying that compared to China, the relationship is very different with India. It's a much closer relationship. But tell me, sir, just I think a few days ago, there were reports that China has given Nepal 4 ports. What is your comment on that?
Yeah, it is quite natural and obvious. It should have happened just when Prime Minister Oli visited China. At that time, it has been supposed, and people have a high expectation that kinds of things will be happen, because 2-3 years back, when our Prime Minister was there in Beijing, at that time also Mr. K.P. Oli was the Prime Minister, and he visited China, and there was an understanding to have the opportunity and to the facility to use the port. And after 3 years, it has been agreed in Portugal.
I see.
This is not a new thing,
Okay. And you think this is a good idea?
Yeah, it is because we want to change our landlocked status to a land-linked status.
Right.
To that extent, it is very positive for the national interest of Nepal, but it is not aimed, and it should not be aimed against any other neighbors or any other friendly countries.
Mr. Prachand, thank you so much for speaking to The Print.
Thank you very much to have me.